Hi there, and welcome to this beautiful meditation and celebration of Archangel Michael on his feast day, the 29th of September. So I was thinking about what I was going to do or what I was going to talk about for this particular lesson because it's celebrating his feast day. And I wanted to kind of talk about my personal relationship with Archangel Michael and how he came to me at one of the most difficult times in my life, and how he has been an integral part of my journey over the last few years. And then I have recorded a meditation that is connected to this message as well. And that's kind of going to be the intention for today because there's so many things you can talk about with Archangel Michael. I've covered a lot this month between the different lessons on communication, protection, confidence, what else did we do? We did communication, protection, strength. We did your faith, trust, and belief. And then this one is going to be on strength and courage because this was the number one thing that Archangel Michael gave to me at one of the most difficult times in my life. So Kieran was about 3 years old, and at this point, um, I was suffering with depression. I was struggling financially. I was struggling just being a single parent, um, and it was just things were not easy. To give you a concept of where I was, there was one day we were inside in Dunnes Stores, Kieran and I was doing the shopping, and he was going through that phase of hiding. Every opportunity he'd hide under something or on he'd climb into a shelf, and I'd be going around the store looking for him. And I was really at the end of my tether. And I was at the checkout and I said to him, do not move. I'm just going to pay. I turned, I paid, I turned back, and he was gone. And I was in such a broken place that time that I decided to walk out of the store and just leave him there. I just couldn't take any more. And I walked and walked out to the entrance of the shopping centre. And then I realised there was no point because everyone knew he was my child and they were going to bring him home to me anyway. So I ended up going back and getting him. But that's where I was. And I remember then, I would say about maybe 2 or 3 months later, my cousin contacted me and saying that she had booked us in to go to an angel workshop with our friend Michelle up in Tipperary. And Michelle was supporting a friend of hers who was starting out on teaching workshops, and she wanted a small little group, just an intimate setting for her first ever. So there was what? It was four of us there. No, five of us. There was five of us there. Was it? Four or five? Anyway, I can't remember exactly. And we went to this workshop up in Cashel, and I didn't care what I went to. It was a day away. Kieran's dad had taken him for the day. I got a day away out of my house. It was just that's what I was going for. And we were doing a healing day with the angels, and it was the angels for the IET angels. So they were going down through each one, and they were all getting loads of different things. All morning they were getting loads of different things. I could see I felt this, or I ones were crying, and there was what they could feel and what they could hear. And every time Therese came to me, I went, no, nothing. I said, but don't worry, I'm just really enjoying the day out. Now, I'll be honest, at lunchtime, if it had been in Waterford, I would have gone home. But I was in Cashel. I had no way of getting home except with my cousin, and so I had to stay. So I reluctantly went into the afternoon session. At this point, I just resigned myself to the fact that whatever they were all getting, and internally I thought they were all nuts. Like, let's try that out. Um, and over dramatizing the whole thing. That's how disconnected I was at the time. And we came to Archangel Michael. And Therese had said, sit back in your seats now, and we're going to go into a meditation with Archangel Michael. So I sat back in my seat and I closed my eyes. And the next thing I felt a hand here and a hand here. And I thought it was Therese who had come over to try and help me get more out of the meditation. And I opened my eyes to say to her, not to worry, I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Therese was not there. Therese was over there in her seat. And I just got told, sit back. Now, I cannot tell you how I heard this voice, other than I heard this voice, sit back. And I found myself being pushed back into the seat. And this hand was down here, and this one was another one on my head. And it was like, I could feel it like on my head. In other words, you're not moving from this position. And I've always described the sensation as like the texture of liquid gold. I could feel it, well, I felt like a thick, warm liquid being poured into me. And I could feel it. I could just feel it. And I didn't know what was happening. I had kind of half tried to look behind me and to see if someone behind me, even though I was in the corner, I knew that no one could be. But I just got told that my head was just held still. And over a period of about a minute, I could just start to find myself going, I suppose is the only word I can use, where I left that space. My body may have been in that room, but I wasn't there with it. I could still feel this liquid gold being poured into me. I keep out the consistency of this light. This it didn't even have a color. It just had a sense that texture, and I could feel that being poured into me. But I wasn't. I was completely. I couldn't hear Therese. I couldn't hear anything. I was just in another place, and this went on for a good 10 minutes. And I was just completely held in that energy with Archangel Michael. I wasn't even consciously aware that it was him. I didn't know I had no idea what was happening. So eventually I came out of that. I knew something had happened. I couldn't really tell anybody what happened other than that was really strange. And I described it to Therese, and she said that that's Archangel Michael. He's giving you whatever you need right now. And I said, but he didn't tell me. But she said, you'll know. I said, okay. So I wasn't quite sure of what was happening there until I went to the next. I was intrigued now. I was very intrigued. So when we got an opportunity to go to another angel workshop with another teacher, we went, and she was also working with Archangel Michael for the whole day. And when we went into that first meditation, and I could sense that energy there again, and I could feel the hands on my shoulders, I said to him, before you do anything, what did you give me the last day? And he said, strength and courage, the two things you needed at that time. And that was the beginning of my journey with Archangel Michael. And I have grown a relationship with him so deep and profound over the last, like, look here, I'm 21 this year. So it must be the last 17 years, 17, 18 years, where I would work with him all the time. I would have what I call my conversations with him. Every year I go to, anytime I go to the beach, but every year I go to Kerry and I'm walking that beach in the morning for sunrise, I'm walking with him. He is by my side. I can sense him, I can feel him, I can hear him, I can just know he's there, and I'm in conversation with him. And I know that sounds probably crazy, and you're here at this point going, whoa, are we really paying this woman this money for this? But I am in deep conversation internally with him about what stuff is going on, stuff that I have to teach, stuff that is happening for me, stuff that's happening around the world, literally having these deep, meaningful conversations. And I know that that was a turning point in my life. Things started to change. And it was from that moment onwards my connection with the angels reopened up again. Now I had it when I was a baby and a child, but I wasn't even consciously aware that there were angels that were around me, and I wasn't consciously aware that nobody else had that around them, that in our family anyway. Um, so that was a big turning point for me, and that was the beginning of my journey. And for me, Archangel Michael is my rock. He is my support system. When I ask him to support me, the image he shows me is a huge hand to my back, and I have your back. Lean back on me. And it's that sense of comfort. If I'm going into if I'm going live on something that maybe I'm nervous about, or I'm going to talk to somebody, or I have to have a discussion about something serious with somebody, I always bring him in to help me to say the right thing in the right way, to give me the courage and confidence and strength to stand my ground and speak my truth where necessary, um, and just all that kind of thing. But I call him in so often. Now, I don't know if you can see the light flickering during this recording. You might not pick it up on the video, but the energy in the room right now is through the roof, and it's actually affecting things. So I just hope it doesn't blow the bulb, but it's definitely letting me know that he's here, and hopefully you have seen some of that, and be aware of his energy in the room as well. All I will say to you is this, and I can only speak from my own experience. Archangel Michael and your guardian angels every single day in your life is the foundation for you being able to move forward. If you can remember to call on your guardian angel, because your guardian angel has the blueprint of your life, and if you can remember to call on Archangel Michael to surround you, to protect you, to guide you, to direct you, to give you the strength, the courage, the faith, confidence, and trust and belief in yourself and in all that you're doing, and to help you express yourself with clarity and empathy and compassion and kindness and love throughout the day. And if you have that as your starting point to the day, and thanking them for all they have done, and thanking them for watching over you at night time and helping you to, come through the night and rise up again the next day, it it changes your energy, it changes your outlook on the day. It's like as if you've put on a layer on you that really helps you to step up and go forward. Over the last year, there's been a lot of challenges in our family with health. And it's been a testing year. I have to say, the last 12 to 18 months have been a testing time health wise in our family, where up to that we were flying it, we were doing great. And all of a sudden it was like one, two, three, four, one thing after another, like a roller coaster ride, just going more and more. And I struggled a lot. And if I hadn't got my angels and my guides and my belief and faith, I don't know how I would have gotten through it. I also struggled to make decisions in my life around changes that had to be made. They were difficult decisions, and it was scary because like they were big decisions to have to make. And all that time I kept asking them, help me make the right decision, guide me, show me signs, guide me to the people to help me. Archangel Michael helped me to find the words to say what's really going on inside of me, etc., etc. And this is what working with the angels does for you. This is what working with Archangel Michael will do for you. When you build that relationship, like I just have to start talking to him and I know he's here. I don't have to do a calling in or anything because I've built in this daily communication. And this is for Archangel Michael, but this stands for every angel and your guardian angels. Not just to find them when you have a problem. Find them every day, connect with them every day. Imagine you're picking up the phone and you're giving them a quick call every day to check in with them and ask them how they are. Ask them to, can they help you with X, Y, or Z? Thank them for all they did the day before, and and that communication. Sit and journal and talk to them. Sit with a cup of tea at the kitchen table, as I have done on many an occasion, where if somebody from the outside was looking in would probably thought I was completely cracked, but no one saw me, so it's grand. But in conversation, you have to understand that the deeper your relationship with the angels, the more they can do for you, the more you're aware of them doing it, the more you believe that they can do it for you and that they are doing it for you, because that's a half the battle. You can be asking them, but if you don't have the belief that it's going to come if you don't have that belief in them and that faith in them. It's very hard for them to show you that they're doing it because you're not believing what you're seeing, so to speak. So one of the things I really want you to focus on is building your strength and courage to step into whatever it is that's challenging you in your life, to step into your belief in your angels and to step, to really live from that place of love and connection with them and talking to them every day and asking them to help you every day and guide you and direct you and then thanking them every day for everything. Like I must say thank you, oh, a couple of hundred times a day for the smallest smidgen to the biggest thing. I'm constantly thanking them, thanking the universe, thanking God, thanking I thank everybody so nobody gets offended. Um, but I'm constantly in a state of gratitude. But I'm consciously aware of how much my strength and courage has grown. When I think back to when I was married and before my marriage broke down, if you had said to me then, you will be a single mom, you'll have a 21-year-old, you'll have your own home, you'll have your job, your a business, you know, you'll be flying it, you will have built an amazing life. I would have said to you, go away. I wouldn't be able to do that on my own. I'm no good with any of that kind of thing. I'm not, I'd need, no, I couldn't do it on my own. I wouldn't be able to do that. And yet this year I will have, Kieran will be 21 and I will have raised him on my own for those 21 years and have a roof over our head and food on the table and educating him and everything and holidays and celebrations and whatnot. But I would never have believed I'd had the strength for that. And if you had asked me that first, before I went into that first workshop with Therese and met and connected with Archangel Michael, if I would believe that I would have a relationship with angels, I would have literally laughed at you. That's how disconnected I was up to that point. And my life has slowly and consistently revolved and moved and transitioned out of that into a life of absolute faith and trust, absolute strength, courage, and confidence. I amaze myself sometimes with the I don't see that now in a boastful manner, but with the courage and confidence to do things. I'm also, every so often looking back going, I can't believe I did that. So it's like, this is what building these relationships with the angels do for you. They give you things that you need and help you become the person you want to become. Archangel Michael is always there for you to lean on, is always there to protect you, to guide you, to direct you, is always there to give you the courage and strength to do whatever life has put in front of you, is always there to help you build your faith, trust, and belief in yourself, in what you're about to do, and in the angels and source God as well. Build that relationship. Build that strength in yourself, in the strength, and build the strength in your faith, the strength in belief in yourself, your courage to own your connection with the angels and to honor it on a daily basis. The courage to do the things that you really want to do in your life, to make the changes, to step up, and know that Archangel Michael will always be there if you ask him to be. But you have to ask him. He's changed my life completely. I don't know where I would have ended up at that time if he hadn't come into my life at that moment. And for that, I will be forever, ever grateful. So allow him to support you. Don't overthink it. That day, I had no idea what was happening. As I said to you, I thought they were all nuts. And in like that, I felt him. I felt the hand on my head, on my shoulder, pushing me back into the chair. And it was like a physical hand. That's what it felt like. It was like literally, I could feel it. It was like that strong and so real. So real that I thought it was Therese actually doing it and that she got up and come over to try and settle me. So when we really need them, they will always be there. And there's been so many stories about Archangel Michael being there, saving people, pulling them out of accidents, stepping in to protect them. They're there. Oh, and we've all experienced or heard of something. Believe those stories. Build your connection with them. Find the strength and courage within yourself to go after what you really want in whatever capacity that is. It does not have to be, the goals don't always have to be about career and money. Maybe it's health, maybe it's your home, maybe it's about better relationships with people, maybe it's about you finding you. Maybe your goal is for you to find yourself fully in every sense of that word, in every capacity of finding yourself and prioritizing yourself. But asking Archangel Michael to help you to have the courage and strength to go after that, and the courage and strength to keep going no matter what comes up, will be there for you. So this meditation that I have recorded for you is on strength, courage, and confidence to follow your heart. And I hope that is what you get out of this month working with Archangel Michael. And continue to work with him every day. Don't think because the month is coming to an end that you don't work with him anymore. Keep coming back to these meditations. Download them into one of your phone if you want to. They're all downloadable. Um, to have them there on the days that you need them. Building that relationship with him and building the strength in yourself to know that when you start down this journey, you are not on your own. You are fully surrounded and fully supported every single day. It is life changing. And yes, it does require your external life to change slightly because what you'll notice, and this is with any change in our life, the things that we used to do don't seem to fill us with the same joy that they do, that used to. Like I noticed that even TV shows I used to be able to watch, crime shows I used to be able to watch, it didn't bother me at all. Now I just kind of go, oh, I can't. Oh, I'm just not able for the gruesomeness of that. That's just like, ugh. I find they're the things I'm much more sensitive to. And friendships, yes, some people have kind of stepped out of my life, but equally so, new people who are in alignment with who I am now have stepped into my life. And there was a period of time there, I felt like Billy No Mitts, and that's God's gospel. I felt like Billy No Mitts. I had nobody because I was in that transitional period, and that was a real testing time. And where I kept asking Archangel, like, "Are you sure I can't go back? I know I can't go back to who I used to be, but I'm not where I don't know where I'm going." And there is that period of transition for all of us when we are letting go of who we used to be and we're in like no man's land on the way to who we are becoming. And I would say to you in that time, call on Archangel Michael to support you and give you the strength and courage to keep going because it is so easy to step out of it and kind of go, this is too hard. There is with every change in life, there's a challenge, but the challenge helps us become the better version of who we are. The challenge helps us to discover new qualities, attributes, and characteristics we didn't have or didn't know we had before. And that's what this journey is about. But Archangel Michael will give you everything you need to get there. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this month with him. I hope that breaking it down into smaller segments has allowed you the time and space to really sit and contemplate the what he can do for you. Listening to I was going to say testing the meditations, not testing the meditations, trying out the meditations and taking the time to meditate, to journal, to sit in conversation and really connect into the energy and becoming aware of his energy and how he presents himself and how he lets you know that he is in the space with you. Is it like a warm wrap around you? Is it like a sound or a color or a sensation? Or like for me, it's like the hand either to my back for me to lean on my shoulder or on my head. I always know he's here. And like just even now, as you saw, I hope you saw that in the video, the lights going nuts. That was to let me know fully present. I've only ever seen him once. I've only seen angels twice that I'm consciously aware of in my adulthood. I know now looking back at my childhood, I could see them all around me all the time. But to me, they were just other children I was playing with. I never saw them as angels. Archangel Michael I've seen once, and it was enough. I don't need to ever see him in the sense of my belief in him, although I never had a doubt about him before. But he was, I mean, absolutely huge energy. He's energy span. So I don't know if I said this in the beginning with the guardian angels, that angels are actually, technically speaking, angels don't have wings. They're beings of light, but the expansion of their light goes way out, and that's where the vision came of, that looked like wings, and that's where that whole idea of they are winged beings, but they're actually not. They're spirit, they're light. They're the same light as you and I. It's just they're not hidden behind the density of the human form and the earth energy. And I suppose our sole purpose is to bring as much of our soul light into this world. So the deeper we go and reconnect into our soul, the brighter our light becomes here on earth. And that is our purpose, is to bring light back to earth, to release the density and bring back the light. And so um that one time I remember that all I was kept on doing was like looking up. It was like huge, huge, massive light. So powerful, so intense. He's a very intense angel. I don't know if I said that to you before. He's very intense. Like he's not a messer. Like some of the other angels you can have fun with. No, Archangel Michael, no. He's really intense energy. Um, and he's firm. Whereas the rest of him, he's don't get me wrong, he's gentle and he's kind, but he's firm. In what I said to you that day, it was like, no, sit back. It was like, just do what you're told, kind of thing. Because he was doing it for my highest good, he was doing it out of love, but it can come across as a bit harsh. So if you are ever feeling that, that's not anything unusual. That's just his tone. Whereas you find, Raphael is much softer. Samuel is very soft. Uriel is very fun. Uriel and Gabriel are quite fun, and lightheartedness. Metatron, Metatron's a teacher, and he comes across as a teacher as well. He's the keeper of the books, and he's the information. So he's very methodical and organized and very to the point and all the rest of it. But we'll do all them as each month goes by. You'll get to know their personalities and that, and then as I say that now, but you might have a very different experience with them, and that's what this whole journey of connecting with the angels is over the years all about. It's about you discovering their personalities for you from when they're in your energy and how you connect with them. And like you're building this relationship with this circle of energy entities that our sole purpose is to help you to fulfill your sole purpose here on earth and to support you in every way they possibly can and guide you on that journey. Okay, I really, really hope that you have enjoyed this month. It's so wonderful that we get to celebrate Archangel Michael's feast day in the month that we are doing them. As I said on many occasions before, that was by sheer fluke this whole thing came about. There was a bigger plan, and when you learn to listen and understand that the bigger plan is always working for you and you don't argue with it, it all works out perfectly. It always does. It's when we try to force our own agenda on the plan and they're going, we know what's coming, so just trust us. When we learn to trust that, we are flying it. Okay. Next month, we are doing Archangel Raphael. So we have a beautiful, beautiful month ahead of us. But for the rest of this week and for today, Archangel Michael's feast day, we celebrate Archangel Michael in all his beauty and all his strength. And we thank him wholeheartedly from the depths of our heart for everything he does for us every single day and for being with us every day during this month as we did this practice to really help us build our relationship with him and to know that he is always there for us. Okay, on that note, I will leave you off, and inside in your Google Drive you will find the meditation, Strength, Courage and Confidence with Archangel Michael. All right, until next time, take care. Bye for now.